network. Hello, everyone. Can you see me? Can you hear me? I lost connection there for a bit. Is my screen up now? Thumbs up if you can see my screen. Great. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you once again. So let's get into it. Like I said, I am Gabriela and I am your host for today. Sit back and, enjoy. This session is going to be a very, very easy one. We're not here to, this is not an MBA class, so everything is going to be very soft, very easy to understand, but be sure that you're going to leave with value, because that is the point of this webinar in the first place. So today we'll be talking about simplifying payment collections and accounting for SMEs, right? So, and something extra, right, that we thought to add, just a little bit of tweak, is to add, to also take you guys through the new e-invoicing policy, which every business owner should be aware of coming 2026. This is going to help you make sure that you are compliant and that you do not evade tax in any way, shape, or form as a business owner, which is something that is very, very important, especially if you're an accountant, or if you're in the finance industry, or if you're a finance person. This is something that is very important to you and to your business. And as a business leader, you should be well aware into it. So a very amazing speaker will be taking us on this particular session today. Before we get into that, let's discuss what the webinar agenda is for today. So right now, I'm currently doing the welcome and introductions. And right after that, we'll have the lovely Amber take us on building financial discipline in SMEs, best practices for payments, accounting, and compliance. And right after Amber, we'll have a short session of questions and answer, just something to make sure that we are all still engaged on the call and that we understand our speaker properly. Then we'll have Chetan, who is the strategic partnerships person from Zoho, take us on streamlining accounting with finance solutions and how Zoho Books simplifies financial workflows for SME. Right after Chetan, so we'll have a brief question and answer section, just to make sure that everything he has said was well captured by the audience. And then we'll have our final speaker, Babajide, who is the Senior Product Manager at SeerBit, where he will be talking about solving payments challenges for SMEs, seamless collections, and compliance with Nigerians' new e-invoicing policy. But that's not all, right? Question and answer session will have a session that you do not want to miss. And this session will be talking about the $100 with credits. So for you on this call today, there end of the webinar. So that means you have to stay till the end so you can make sure you claim your $100 end of call. Then we'll have closing remarks and we'll call this session and we'll conclude the session. So just to make sure that we're still in and you can still hear me, kindly give me a thumbs up or any other emoji so I can make sure that we are all still following and we are still on the call and you can hear me properly. Thumbs up, guys. Great, great. Thank you so much for that. Right. So just a few welcoming and housekeeping rules. The duration of this webinar is an hour 40 minutes. It could be more, it could be less, depending on how excited we are about it and how our stars through and making sure that we understood it. We have the platform that we are using is Zoho. Currently, everybody is muted, but once you have a question and you want to, I would be sure to unmute you at that point so you can ask your questions and we can have an interactive. And A section is somewhere on your screen. So just look for where you have the question mark. You can drop in your questions there. And once it's time for Q&A, be sure that I would read it out. And then finally, we have an exclusive offer. Do not leave this call until the end. So make sure you claim your $100 wallet credit with SeerBit in partnership with Zoho. So right now we'll be meeting the speakers. Who are our speakers? Who are these people that are coming to impact on us this very afternoon? We have Chetan with the strategic partnerships for the whole marketplace, the finance suite. He drives ecosystem partnerships for Zoho Finance Suite, enabling seamless global integrations. Chetan is someone that works with and currently still work with, always, always looking for new ideas, looking for new initiatives to make sure that he is driving the Zoho Finance Suite. And that is why he's on the call with us today, because he wants to make sure that he can gain as a business owner, as an SME person from this call. Right after him is financial operations. So based on all of his good financial, make sure that not have any troubles when it comes to reconciliation end to end is seamless. And make sure that everything after you give value to your customers, whether product, whether you sell a service, at the end of the day, every business owner is looking for to receiving value, and Babajide is your guy. He's the one that makes sure that at the end of the day, money enters into your pockets, into your accounts, into whatever system that you use to collect money. After that, we have Amber. We have Amber, a business strategist and a co-founder. SEO expert skill with the right strategy and system. Currently, she leads a 23K business owner community where she talks, and Amber has interacted with over 10,000 businesses, so she understands real life cases, the real life problems and challenges that business owners face, and that is the reason why that's this call, because she's going to here to dissect all those problems and also prefer solutions. So just to make sure that you guys are still following, give me a thumbs up. Are you excited about the speaker lineup that we have this afternoon? It's power packed, and you are sure that you're going to learn a lot. So if you can still hear me, and if you heard all the introductions, let's give our speakers a peace sign, a thumbs up, just to welcome them, just to make them feel excited about being on this call today. I'm waiting for the thumbs up, guys. Thumbs up for our speakers. I'm seeing a couple, not enough yet. Not enough yet. We need more thumbs up. That's great. So now, this session would not be enough if we don't talk about the two powerful brands that brought us here today. The reason why we are here is because these brands thought it best that you should gain value from this particular session, right? These brands saw a problem in the markets, right, and a problem with the SME sector, and said, we have to teach them how to properly manage their money. We have to teach them how to have seamless operations end-to-end, seamless financial operation end-to-end. We have to teach them how to, curb manual reconciliation processes, and that is the reason why we are here, right? And the first brand I'll be talking about is SeerBit, who is the reason for this webinar. So a little bit about SeerBit. SeerBit is your trusted payments partner. I tried to make sure that this presentation was broken down to the smallest bits, just to make sure that you understand everything end to end. SeerBit is your trusted payments partner, a trusted African payments gateway for seamless online and in-store transactions, collections across 12 African countries. What this means is that SeerBit is your way to collecting money from whatever country, as long as you are in Africa. You can collect money from your customers across cross borders, other African countries, and still within Nigeria. It is a multi-channel acceptance payments partner. It accepts, it allows you to accept payments via virtual accounts, via cards, via transfer, via QR code, via POS, and mobile money for those that are in Ghana, Kenya, and any other country where mobile money is being used. And lastly, SeerBit is a lot of things, but these three things are what we're able to summarize it into. Simplified operation. SeerBit is integrated, has integrations across top ERPs and platforms to simplify financial operations for SMEs, which is why we're here. So if you think about what current ERP or software application platform are you using? Are you using Zoho Books? SeerBit is there to help you collect money. Are you using Zoho Billings? SeerBit is there. Are you using Sage X3? SeerBit is there. Are you using Microsoft Business Central? SeerBit is there. Are you using Odo point of sale? SeerBit is there. So whatever platform it is that you're using, you just know that service is there and you can always play and plug.
Hello, Gabriela. If you can hear me, please check your sound. If you can hear me, please check your sound. If you can hear me, please check your sound.
Hi, Amber. Can you confirm if it's not from you? If you can hear me, please give me a thumbs up. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. Amber, so that should be from you. The problem is it's not from me. Thank you very much, everyone. Great. So those are the beautiful things about SeerBit. And if you have any questions, we are always willing and open to answering them. So now the second branch that is the reason why we are also here is Zoho, right? I'll speak a little bit about Zoho because it's not really, my product or the business I work for per se, but we have someone here, Chetan, who is a Zoho representative that would now speak more on this, right? So Zoho is a global technology company providing cloud software for every business needs from sales to finance. And I'm sure everybody on this call has heard about Zoho one way or another. If you are in Lagos and you always frequent Ozumba, by the way, they have a flyer there, they have a billboard there. At some point, whether on Instagram, on Twitter, or on Facebook, a Zoho ad has appeared on your face. So I'm sure that there is everybody here that there's not a single person here that hasn't heard about Zoho or doesn't know Zoho. So that is how big Zoho is. And that is why this is a very great conversation to have, right? Because they are willing to come on the call. They care about your business needs. They care about making sure that your operations are seamless. And that is why, we are partnering to actually host this webinar. Zoho is currently trusted by over 100 million users worldwide for its finance products, its CRM, its accounting, its HR, and its operations. Zoho Books automates accounting, it manages your cash flow, and it ensures your compliance for SMEs. Businesses can sync payments and accounting seamlessly through these SeerBit integrations on Zoho, on any Zoho Finance, Zoho Books, Zoho Billing, and just to mention a few. So Chetan is on the call here and he will speak more on the Zoho products once it's his turn to speak. Now, you've heard a lot from me, you've heard, I'm sure, but you're not here to hear my voice today. I'm just a host, right? So let me just wrap this up and give it over to the speakers to have their turn and really take us through the reason why we are here for today. Why this webinar matters is solving SMEs challenges, right? One of it is for manual reconciliation to help you eliminate the struggle of manually managing payments and reconciliation. So that is one of the reasons why we're here. We've seen that this is so much of a pain point for small businesses, especially when you are limited in finance or you're limited or you have so many expenses, right? Bringing in somebody to manage or to reconcile for you becomes like an extra expense that you have to make as a business owner. So we are here to make sure that your manual reconciliation process ends, right? Limited visibility to your cash flow, your financial health is also one of the things that we'll be solving on this call. And then juggling multiple tools. So we're going to teach you how to streamline your operations. Now let's get into it. I'll be calling on the first speaker, Amber, to take us now. So Amber, if you can hear me, please unmute. I'm going to stop sharing my screen so you can unmute and take us.
Okay, is my volume on? Can you hear me, please? Put let me have an emoji up or comment to know you can hear me, please. Okay, I'm seeing some thumbs up. Does that mean I'm audible? Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you so much to the SeerBit team and, of course, the partnership with Zoho for putting this together. Thank you so much to everyone for having me here. Yes, I'll just go ahead and share my slides. Just give me a second. Okay. I have a brief presentation. I already did a good job with the whole presentation, with the entry and reading. Please, if you can see my slides, please just put an emoji up, please. If you can see my slides, can I see your emojis up? At any point, you can see my slides. You can put in the comment section or the Q&A box. You can put there, yes, seeing the slides. That would help and to get feedback. Okay. Okay, so I'm seeing emojis. I'm seeing emojis up. Thank you so much. If something went wrong, let me do that again. Sorry. Okay, I'm sharing it again. All right, so I'll just go ahead and I'll go full screen. So if everything is good, I can go ahead and present. All right. Yeah. So welcome everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. I am going to be presenting to you on building financial discipline in SMEs, best practices for payments, accounting, and compliance. My name is Amber Eyan-Ajakaye. If you've not met me before, I'm a digital strategist and business consultant. I've worked in the SME space for about 13 years now. In the private sector also, I've worked in the local international NGOs. I've been doing a lot of work with private sector development, doing a lot of work online with businesses, business coaching and consulting, and trainings, all of that for the past 13 years. I'm also the co-founder and group architect of DeFi Teams. We're a tech-enabled service connecting business owners with virtual specialists from Africa. So today's subject is quite interesting, financial discipline. And many of you would agree with me that at this point that we are, of course, you are here in this meeting for one reason or other. You joined maybe because you have a business you've been running for the past years. You have maybe for whatever reason brought you here. Maybe you're here to learn more about invoicing and taxes, or you're here to just learn about payment collection, or even see what SeerBit is doing. Okay, so whatever stage you are in your business, you have to agree with me that generally speaking, in our country, Nigeria, all right, collecting payments still requires a bit of faith. And I say that because a lot of people still have issues with payment collection. A lot of people still are not sure if they want to be 100%, if they want to lean 100% to online payments. So they would rather go after what they trust. And what do they trust? The analog method. Analog method of going to the bank, going to queue up, it doesn't matter how many hours, whatever method, doing cash exchange, whatever method they have to do, just to make sure their money comes in. Especially if it's a certain amount. People who do a lot of wholesale, they don't want to joke, say, this bank did not deliver the money. The money is hanging somewhere, did not land. These are the issues. And I'll be sharing some experiences and of course examples I've experienced through the years and things that I've had to adjust to even as a business and things that I've seen businesses I've worked with even get to adjust to. All right. So another analog method, of course, people are used to the bank transfer system. Okay, you gave me link to pay. Please, I'm not paying with link. I'd rather send you the money direct. Please, what's your account number? And the interesting thing with people like this who do not entirely trust the system, which is Nigeria's payment system, of course, Nigeria online payment system, is because they just feel like, I would rather trust the bank because I can chase the bank. But you see this other style of people giving me an app to go and pay through one app. Please give me bank, you know. And this is an issue already because we have systems that have even adapted to our behavior as business owners. Yes, you want to pay through the bank, right? Okay, our platform can help you do that. Platforms like SeerBit are doing a great job at that, where they'll even give you a virtual account through SeerBit, and then you pay. But what matters is that everything becomes visible for you. You're able to see all your payments on your dashboard, payments that are your business payments, not the one you'll be mixing in with personal payments, or you'll be confused how your accountant is handling all the finances when it comes to the business and all of that. So back to the matter, analog methods. People are still dwelling there because they don't trust our payments, our online, of course, applications and payment systems. Another form of analog method, people still prefer this method of bookkeeping. You know, where's my proof? Where's my calculator? Please, I don't have power. I don't have power for people's style of invoicing. I beg, I'll do it my own manual way. These are the issues. Some people would rather just go to the old manual tech methods like Excel sheets, please. I don't have power for people's invoicing apps or anything that I will not be seeing the numbers plus the decimal points and all those kind of things. These are the issues. We still, and when I say we, I'm not talking about myself, I'm just saying in general, we still have people in the country who do not trust payments, online payment systems. They just have to find where to borrow a bit of faith before they can believe that, okay, if I do this, the payment will come. All right? Now, that's why we're talking about this today. That's why we're talking about financial discipline. That's why we're talking about business finance, right? So our goal as business owners is not just to make money. Note, our goal as business owners is not just to make money. It's to first collect the money, keep it. After keeping it, track it, because it's not just one person who paid. Many other people are paying. Money is coming in, money is going out. How do you track it? How is it visible to you? Anything you can't track did not exist. That is why people are easily duped. That's why a lot of businesses get duped. I shared a story on my Instagram yesterday, and these are stories of actual situations. It may seem like it's theoretical or it seems like fiction, but these are real examples that actually happen. Most of the things I share about, even though they are tweaked a bit, they are examples of real situations of businesses I've experienced. Of recent times, I had a client, and this one is not a joke. She had people come in and stuff, people she's working with on her team, but she found out her finance manager was the crook who was eating into her business finance. Now, why would that happen? Because there's no transparency. Because she has given the the finance manager 100% autonomy. So when that person is operating, the CEO only just knows that, hey, we got clients this week. Well, your finance manager, come and tell us what happened. Why? Meanwhile, the CEO should be seeing a dashboard with everything that comes in and goes out. That way she would not be cheated in her own business. So we see this happen a lot, where somebody you're supposed to trust is the one who dupes you. Not an outsider, not an arm robber, in-house person, finance manager. So you as a business owner should be able to track your money, and lastly, use it wisely. All this is I'm saying, of course, disclaimer, I am not an accountant. But if for anything, there's one thing I'm a business operator. I've been operating business. I've been helping my clients operate their own businesses. So I kind of have an idea of how these things work. I may not be the one punching the numbers on the back end, but I have seen things happen in real time. I understand process. I understand workflow. I've worked with numerous businesses, and I've learned that financial discipline is not just about balancing books, but again, like I said earlier, visibility. Where is your money coming from? Where is it going? What is leaking? If you can't see these things and you have to wait till the end of the year before you see it, you've already lost. Because you don't know how much you've lost before that point of the year. You don't know how much has leaked out of your business before that point of the year. So what's important is that you are able to see in whatever method, dashboard process, whatever method, you should be able to see how your money is coming in and going out. All right. I have seen a lot of businesses close. Now, I could give examples of things that happened, but some businesses have gotten to the end of the line. They've ended up closing. Why? Because they thought they were profitable. Oh, we just received so and so money. Wow, we're doing great. We have a lot of customers, money is coming in. However, because they did not have their structure tight on the back end, because they did not know how to manage the money process, they thought they were profitable. At the end of the day, these are the kind of businesses that went down. I don't know if you've noticed in recent times online, I spend a lot of time on Instagram, but even if you spend time on Facebook, or you spend time on LinkedIn, or you spend time on that, which is X, TikTok, whatever platform you are, I'm sure you have seen the trend. This year, for one, I have seen a lot of businesses I know, businesses that have been around. So we know because we've been all around on the scene, and you see them close down. Person just put up a post saying, sorry, we're closing, and just apologize to everyone. We know you have been faithful through the years, but we have to close because we can't continue. Was that business not profitable before now? In quotes, of course they thought they were. Were they profitable? Maybe they were, but again, because they didn't have solid systems in place, they were easily bamboozled by the policies, easily taken off guard by the new trends, by the new things that are happening in our markets. So a lot of business is closed because they thought they were profitable. And you may be that person right now. These are the issues. You may be thinking I see a lot of money, but if you don't have that financial discipline, if you don't have this transparency, stability I'm talking about, if you don't have these clear structures in place, playing a dangerous game. And I'm glad you are here at this session. Okay, so nothing to worry about, because there are a lot of things you will learn, if not just from me, but from the rest of the speakers as well. So I've seen businesses close because they hired a bloated team just to verify payments. And from that, they're just paying millions in salary because everyone is verified payment. This, I had a conversation with a client just, that was about 2 months ago. And this was a major issue. Her business facing a lot of overwhelm. She's facing a lot of overwhelm as a business leader, as CEO. How? Why? Through that, I also got to talk with her operations manager. The same issues re-echoed. The same issues. Payments, how? They have a crowd, a massive market buying their offers. But guess what? Many of these people are still used to the archaic way of paying. They don't want to pay through any link. Please give us the account we transfer. What am I even saying? I experienced the same thing like in June. Was it June or July? I launched a course, a mass market course. It was about AI. All right, how to adopt AI in your business, because there was a whole lot of buzz and people were asking me about it. I decided to do a class on it. Very affordable class, so it was a packed class. Now, the class happened, but before it happened, how did people sign up to get to this class? Payments. Because I know people very well enough and I'm a business owner to know that I cannot leave money on the table, what did I do? I gave them options. Option one, pay through this link. So those who were confident in the system, who trusted the system, were paying through that link. Option two, pay through bank transfer. Do you want to know the data at the end of the day? People who paid through bank transfer were more than the people who paid through the link. This is not the first time I'm experiencing that. A few years ago, I launched an online course on video editing. That was a long time ago when I was still teaching tactical stuff to business owners. I taught video editing for business owners. How many people signed up for that course? Almost about 4,000 people signed up for that course. Very affordable. Guess what? I had, if I'm doing the percentage, 100%, I had about 90% paid through bank transfer. And who is doing the work at the back end, confirming payments? Me, confirming payments. But because I did not want to leave money on the table, I had to make them continue. No problem. You prefer that? Oh, yeah, see it there. I've not even finished. Let's talk about Ghana payments. To have a lot of people requesting to pay for these courses, they were from Ghana, some people from Kenya, some people from, let me use Ghana because that was the most I got from Africa. People from Ghana trying to pay for the course, they could not pay. How did I collect payment? Of course, we can't do bank transfer because this is Nigeria, that's Ghana. I had to go find somebody on Facebook who said she was a Momo agent. I don't know if people know it, Momo, mobile money, Momo agent. And then she had to give me a number that I would give to the people, and the people will pay. So when they pay, they tell me, hello, they'll send a mail. I've just paid. They'll show the evidence on the phone. I will now carry the evidence and go and send it to her in the DM. She will now look at it and confirm and say, yes, she has received it. I'll now come back and meet the person and say, yes, received, thank you, and give the person access to the course. Then what will happen? She will now wait till maybe accumulation, maybe a few days have passed, maybe 5 days, that week, accumulate everything I've got that has been paid to me through Momo, and then send it to me. What kind of stress is that? But guess what? Because I'm a business owner and I need my money, I did not mind the stress, because anyhow, I'm not leaving money on the table. I'll still do the bank transfer. You see the issues here. These are the issues. So I'm glad we're having this conversation, because people like SeerBit are doing a great job with payments from Africa. And that is amazing. You're answering our problems. But these are the problems we are facing in Nigeria as business owners. So back to the matter here. People are still doing the same thing I'm talking about. People are not aware, and you may be in this session right now, you are probably not aware that payments have been made easier. This thing I was talking about was from a course I released in 2021, this Momo situation. But I wish we had platforms like SeerBit who, back then, who would have helped us. So, or maybe I didn't even know about options I could explore. But these are the issues. Some people have closed their, they say they don't even want, maybe because they've been beaten before by the payment system. So they'd rather just trust, hey, pay to our bank, let's get, thank you. So because of that, they're hiring teams who will sit down with verified payment. The payment come in. This example of the business I told you is one account too. So that means they all the staff who are verifying payments are seeing what comes into the account. Now, for the business owner, how risky is that? Yes, we're talking transparency, but also there has to be a way that money can come in and everyone just respects what concerns them on the dashboard. Not everyone should see the entire 100% information of finance. Maybe that's why people now hire only finance manager to handle things, and then again, finance manager now dupes them. You see the issues. Thank God for platforms that have created solutions so that you don't have to go through manual processes like this, because they'll wear you out. Next thing, you're paying salaries for just confirmation of payments. Having a bloated team and paying salaries just because you want to be payments. There are better solutions for you. And lastly, in terms of what I have seen in the market, some people have refused to evolve. Of course, drawing from these things I mentioned. They don't want to be beaten again. They were beaten before. So, especially with the new tactics we are seeing every day. We are seeing issues of people. The other day, I sent my mailing list a mail regarding this session. And I talked about the IJ, what they call them. I just got back. If you're in this session, sorry, but this is just something you are probably aware of. But I just got back, comes into Nigeria the later part of the year, which is December. And from what we know, they buy stuff from vendors and then say they've paid. The vendor confirms the payment and yes, we're good. Exchange sends the product. But when the IJ back gets back to their country, they now ask their bank to reverse the payments. So you see, people are finding newer ways to game the system. Yes, payment solutions are working now. We're finding a way to be disciplined with it. But somebody will just come with a new hack. Bam. Next year, everywhere is scattered. Now, a lot of Nigerians are afraid. They're already setting measures in place towards December because they don't want to hear. They don't want to hear that their money was reversed. After you've collected your books, you follow the rules, you are disciplined, you pay taxes, and somebody just tells their bank to. And you know how those people behave there when they hear Nigerians. They'll rush and close it and reverse, sharp. These are the issues. But that doesn't mean we'll throw the baby with the bathwater. There are rules that still need to be applied. So I'm going to share 3 pillars to guide you going forward. If there's anything you want to get from here, many of the things I've said, I'm sure you've taken some pointers. Please put some thumbs up. Let me know if you've been following. Put some thumbs up. Let me know if you've been following. Put some thumbs up. Oh, awesome. I'm seeing the thumbs up. Thank you so much. All right. So 3 pillars to guide you. Number 1, collect money with clarity. It's not just enough to collect money, because you spend that energy marketing, you go and pay money, Facebook ads. Some of you don't even joke with your marketing. You have budgeted marketing money, but of what use is it to markets, blow a lot of money into marketing, get the clients coming in the door, and at the end of the day, you lose momentum at the point of payment. This is the real crux of the matter. What's the point of marketing if the sale is not smooth? If at the end of the day, it is very, you go and acquire one sophisticated customer, person says, oh yeah, let's go. Now comes around and you say, please transfer, and you give the person your personal bank account to transfer. You see, these are the issues. These are the issues. And I think in our country, we need a bit more sensitization, because people need to be aware that even if you go to a company or a shop and you want to buy something, and there, if the staff there gives you an account that looks like a personal number, ask the person twice. If possible, find out where the madam is, confirm. Because sometimes, because of this kind of loopholes in such systems, financial systems in businesses, staff end up stealing from you. Why? They will give the customer their own bank account. So the customer is paying your staff, not you. They will give the customer their own POS. Have you not seen things like that? Where you go somewhere and you see a POS, so you really pay. But guess what? It's not the business you're paying to, it's the staff's POS. It's easier to get POS. See the issues. The issues. Which is why, please, as much as possible, get as much financial advice as you can, especially around payment. And be clear on where your money is coming from and where it is going. Be clear. You have to put structures in your business. You cannot escape this, or else you will sweat and then start looking for where your money is. Don't be those people who end up closing at the end of the day just because they were not financially disciplined or financially wise to be able to ask, please show me. I know, thank you. If you have to admit that, sorry, I don't understand maths, explain it in English. These numbers, what do they mean? Speak in English, let me hear. Yes, do it. Don't be ashamed. It's your money, it's your hustle, it's your sweat. Do it. All right. The second point, track money with simplicity. And by that, I mean, you don't even need complex methods to help you track your money now. Many of us think it's so difficult. Oh, please, I cannot. I have to hire a financial manager because they will know the right software to use. Just one that banks use. Bring it. Bank software, that's what we're using. Now, there's a reason why it's banks that are using it. Because they are what? That is the level of business that they are. So they can manage such sophisticated technology that will confuse you. But we have platforms, of course, like SeerBit. You're in the webinar right now. You can see what SeerBit has to offer. You have platforms like this that are aligned with the needs of small business owners. So they've created their solutions around simplicity. So it's not enough to just give finance and say, hey, that's people's department, stay there, only 4 of you in that office, lock the door, nobody even near there. Please don't talk to anybody, my money has to be secure. So if you're giving them autonomy, guess what? They can take advantage of it. They'll keep you in the dark after you don't know anything, after you're not asking. That's how they'll dupe you. Sorry, they won't dupe anybody here, but you see what I mean? That's how they be duped. In-house, that's how CEOs, business owners are robbed. Because the business owner is in the dark, you should be able to track your money. Every week, you should be able to see a report in a full dashboard. And of course, thank God Zoho is here. Thank God SeerBit put this together. They have the systems that can give you exactly how to track your money in a simple way. You will see it with your eyes. You don't need to wear goggles. You will see it there. It's clear. This week, what did we make? You will see. You will see the number of that came in. You will see the ones that their payments were the ones that used card. You will see the ones that used transfer. You will see the ones that the payment did not go through. You will know that, okay, you should follow them up. Send an email and ask them, how far now? Would you like to buy again? Continue your order. You will see all of that on the dashboard. Yes, finance can be handling and making sure all the invoicing, all the payments, everything comes in, but their duty is to show you, track your money. Be sure where your money is going, where it's coming, how salaries are being paid, how much went to taxes, everything. Don't be in the dark. It's not a privilege to say, I have an accounting team, they're handling everything. Don't be in the dark. Don't be in the dark. You have to know your numbers. Thirdly, stay compliant with consistency. Because the truth is, many of us, when the government brings policies, we're like, hey, this government don't like us. Yeah. We are very angry. And I get it. I totally get it, because there are things we expect from the government. If we are paying taxes, we expect to see some kind of, it's an agreement. I give you, I see what you do with the money. But we're in a country that, okay, there some of these responsibilities are questionable. However, we still have duties as citizens. We still have a duty as citizens to be compliant. If the government says taxes, find out more information about taxes. We all are aware of the new tax policy. We are aware of now what SeerBit is talking about now about new invoicing and stuff. Put ear for ground. Listen clearly, because don't allow this across your head and just say, hey, finance manager, where you go? No. Go and listen. Let them not use your head. Go and listen. Ask your finance manager to explain it in English. Yes, maybe the maths is too much. Explain in English. Break it down like it's a 5-year-old that is listening to you. They will explain it. All right? Be very, very compliant. Be compliant. It's not punishment. It's just you putting your house in order. It's just you avoiding issues in front. Because these people have a way of meeting you in front. When you have made all the money, oh yeah, come here. And that's probably the time when you are preparing for a major project. It meets you in front. What do? So just be compliant. It's not your place to find out what the government needs. First collect, do your part. Do your part first, so that your hands are clean. Your hands are clean. All right. So I want to end with this. I want to end on this note. Your business finance is not a department, a standalone department. Just say, hey, 4 of you, and lock down, barricade, nobody should be there. No, it's not. It's not. That's not how you should see your business finance. It's a culture. It should be part of your culture, meaning that finance should not operate in a silo. It should not, your money matters. Your money matters should not operate in a silo. It should not just be independent. It should be integrated in your entire workflows, in your entire system. All right? It doesn't matter if you are just a solopreneur here or you have a massive team from 10 and above. All right? You need to adopt systems that will help you see your money clearly. You have to adopt systems that will help you see your money clearly. You have to create some kind of accountability system so that somebody is watching the watchdog. Yes, accountability system, so that everything is clear on paper. Nothing is blurry. Create such systems. Use the tools available to you. Platforms like SeerBit are providing us with tools. Platforms like Zoho are providing us with tools that show us our money in dashboard style. Please use what is available to you. The clearer your money is, the stronger your business decisions. Your visibility is what gives you data to make the next decision for tomorrow. That's how you're able to see the products that are moving, products that move this week. That's where you will see it. Not just enough to say how many people paid. From dashboard style, you see how many people paid, plus products that were bought. What moved the most this week? What do we need to double on for December? That is how you multiply your revenue. So on that note, I'm going to just end at this point, and I want to thank you all for listening to me. Thank you so much. So that's the end of my session for now. If there are anything that comes up, I'm sure I'll be informed, or I'll be any questions at all. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Amber, so much. What an impactful section. That was, I didn't want you to finish anymore. I didn't want you to finish. I just wanted you to keep
and
talking.
Just a little bit of notes. If Gabriela, if you can, if you are speaking at some point and you want to speak to me, please drop a note in the box or something, because I can't even hear anything. So, but just wanted to mention that. Thank you so much, everyone.
Okay, Amber. Thank you for that. So right now, let me make you an attendee so you can hear me. Then check some. Just give me a minute. Hello, Amber. Can you hear me now? Thank you so much for that section. It was very, very impactful. I just wanted you to keep talking. Please, guys on the call, if you can hear me, just send me a thumbs up emoji. I just wanted you to keep talking, Amber. Thank you so much for that section. So we have, I have a poll that I want to pull up. And if you have questions for Amber, please drop it on the question and on the Q&A section. Just look for a button on your screen that has the question and answer, the question mark symbol, and drop your questions there for Amber real quick. But before that, I'll be sending a poll now. So pick the correct answers. Which of these are the analog methods that Amber mentioned? So fastest finger gets a gift. So check your screens and answer the questions right now. This is a multi-choice question. So pick the ones that Amber mentioned, select them, and you get something at the end of the call. The first person gets something at the end of the call. Okay, so I can see she mentioned three. She actually mentioned three methods, right? So you have to pick, you have to make sure that you get the three of them correctly for you to get something. And so far, you're only getting one. You guys are only getting one. You have to get the three of them. And some people are even picking the wrong one. So you have to get the three of them correctly. And we have just 1 minute to do this. So keep it coming, keep it coming. I'm saying more. Why is, okay, keep it coming. Excel sheet has it, but she mentioned three, not just one. So 30 more seconds to go before I publish the results. 30 more seconds. Okay. So I've published the results. So Amma mentioned three methods, right? Which is cash and bank transfer, and Excel sheets. Those of you picking trade by barter, I don't understand what you want in exchange in 2025. Right. So I have another one. Which of these is not the three pillars mentioned by Amber? So pick your answer. She also mentioned three pillars of how, the process in which a business owner has to put in place, make sure that you collect your money with clarity, or is it track money with simplicity, or is your business finance, or stay compliant with simplicity. So pick which of these is the one that was not mentioned by Amber. Fastest finger, 30 seconds to go. Great. Okay, more votes are coming in and results have been published. So correct. Okay, let me see the results. I think everybody got this one. The C is the one that is not the answer. So any questions for Amber? Let me check the Q&A section. Okay, no questions for Amber. Thank you so much, Amber. That was a very lovely presentation from you. Please share your slides with me at the end of this call. I think I have a lot to learn, and we have a lot to unpack from your presentation. Thank you so much. So I'll be calling on our next speaker, Chetan from Zoho. Chetan, please give me a thumbs up if you are on the call so I can make you enter. Now you know that there's going to be a little gift to the fastest finger. So you have to also to Chetan's session if you want to win something. And before Chetan comes up, remember that do not leave this call because we have a $100 wallet credit offer for you by the end of the call. So you have to make sure you stay till the end to claim this offer. If not, no offer for you. So Chetan, over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Gabriela. Thanks for the brief intro at the beginning. And Amba, I think it was a very thought-provoking session. A lot of learnings here, and I would love to learn more from you on the financial disciplines that would help business as well. So yeah, going back, I think all of us hear me clear and loud. Please give me a thumbs up if all can hear me. Yeah, thanks for that. I'll just pull my screen in a few minutes. So, do you see my screen as well? Gabriel, could you confirm?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Yep. Okay. So, good afternoon, guys. Again, good afternoon. Thanks for joining this session. Appreciate you for taking time and joining here to learn more about, let's say, how financial solution could help scale your business, particularly SeerBit and Zoho Books partnerships, like how this integrated solution could help your business grow faster or maybe secure. So, just a quick intro. So, I am Chetan and I take care of global strategic partnerships for Zoho Marketplace. So, I focus on the finance and operations suite, majorly the third party integration, and I work with partners like SeerBit and other ISVs as well. So, today I'm going to highlight on how financial solution help you streamline the accounting. Yeah, more on a broader perspective. And also, I will touch base on how Zoho Books is a very good solution that you could trust upon for accounting, and also how our integration with SeerBit could help you simplify the financial workflow. So, without wasting time, starting a precision. So, so in general, maybe if you see across Africa, so small and medium-sized business is the backbone of the economy now. So, like there are businesses that are moving from, let's say, a manual effort or let's say an offline to online. And in this fast forwarding, let's say, world and in the era of AI and all digital online aspects, so it is a must need for business to have all things automated, make things simplified, or let's say get into the world of online. So I understand, like being a solopreneur or a very small business, it would be very easy for you to note down things, have multiple teams to manage these. But think upon, let's say, having more people, or let's say cutting down the people or bringing those resources to different effort. Think upon that, let's say expanding your reach to globe, across globe, or moving to online where you could make things simplified. So yeah, before I go inside like how let's say accounting software works, or maybe more to talk about Zoho Books and the integration, just to give you a high level of Zoho. So we are an Indian-made company and made for world, proudly saying we are based out of India, but we are across globe where we have more than 150 plus countries. Our presence is more than 150 plus countries, and we have users of more than 130 million users trust us, and let's say we are in the market for the past 29 years now. So you'd have heard about Zoho. Yeah, like 55 plus products across businesses, starting from CRM, let's say sales, marketing, finance and operation, HRMS, let's say whatnot. Like you name a business functionality, and we have a solution for that. Yeah. And the beauty of our solution here is it is an ecosystem by itself. So our CRM can connect with our accounting software will connect with our inventory to e-commerce to, let's say, our support. I could talk this on the whole day. So it is an integrated solution that helps you simplify your business requirement. What we have new in the region of Kenya, or let's say in Africa. So we recently launched the version for South Africa. And if you'd be aware, or let's say if you aren't, so we have a Kenya specific version for accounting software Zoho Books. And now we are the ETMS compliant ready. So that means you don't have to worry on the compliance. We are already a VAT compliant solution. And now the Zoho Books 3.0 will have you a full-fledged solution. So, how accounting software helps businesses? So, why do you need an accounting software? So I understand. So you could manage it with simple process if you're a solopreneur or let's say a small business. But let's say if you want to scale high or if you want to go beyond the limits, then you definitely would need an accounting software. That is where let's say an accounting software like a cloud-based solution, example of Zoho Books or in any other accounting software that is cloud-based could help you streamline this. So the basic requirement here is, let's say, it eliminate the manual process. So you don't have to focus more on the repetitive tasks like creating invoice or tracking your expense or payroll processing. All things could be automated in an accounting software. And the beauty here is have the financial data organized at one place. So you don't have to worry on the data mismatch, or you don't have to run to your finance manager or let's say your team to see a report or let's say to see your invoice. You could have it everything at your right at your phone itself. So that is more on let's say enhancing or streamlining the financial management. So how this provide real-time financial visibility? So you have the complete dashboard starting from the cash flow, profit and loss, outstanding payments, payables, receivables, everything could be seen real time in the accounting softwares. So it helps business owners to make informed decisions faster so that you don't have to wait for someone like a financial manager, or you don't have to wait for a long time to make a right decision at right time. So this could help you take very quick decisions, and it would also improve to understand your financial health. Yeah, you don't have to wait for month-end reports. You could right away search in for the weekly reports, or you could also do a daily report, or you could automate the process, getting an emailer of report of every day, sales in, sales out, what is the receivables, payables, everything could be tracked. Yeah, the tax are simplified. You don't have to worry on, let's say, a penalty that is due to a manual error, or you don't have to worry on the bad taxes that you have to do manually. So everything is automatically calculated, and you could compliant it right away from the accounting softwares nowadays. So this cloud-based solution allows you to collaborate with your teams efficiently. Like you could add multiple users and assign them roles, and you could limit if you wanted to give some specific roles for certain users. Maybe a salesperson who handle monthly sales, they could access particular module, and the accountant would only wanted to access a particular model. And again, you could collaborate with accountant more easier than before. Even if it's on the remotely you could do it, and you could right away file taxes. Nowadays, softwares are becoming very easy, so that you directly could, let's say, don't have to need much financial understanding. Like basic understanding of finance could help you run through financing, let's say accounting softwares. And it reduces the frauds here. Like you don't have to, it gives more transparency. Yeah, like you don't have to worry on data manipulation or misentries. You could avoid those by having a clear system in place. You could track the audit trail. Let's say you could maintain it. You could ensure that is you have an accurate book of action, and all these could be handled the accounting software. You save a lot of time. You don't have to hire more people for doing bookkeeping, and maybe you could use the existing resource better way to enhance your business, or let's say expand it to multiple segments. And whenever you use a cloud-based solution, you have this let's say a benefit that you could integrate with other solution. Maybe if you want, you could go with the CRM, you could integrate with your accounting solution, you could go and integrate the inventory and warehouse management, e-commerce solution could be integrated and whatnot. And when you want to grow and let's say scale your business, an accounting software will always be ready to scale it. Yeah. So getting back, that's more on the basic functionalities. But what exactly makes books special in terms of accounting? So why do you have to use Zoho Books? Yeah. So Zoho Books is an online accounting software. You can manage the end-to-end accounting right away from books. So you see this very small dashboard here. You find the account receivables, payables, cash flow, I'll go back to the product later, but just giving you some idea here. So you could see this dashboard where I could go back to Amba's point. Like you'll have to track your let's say financial data, and then you'll have to have better understanding of what comes in, what goes out, and this data, these dashboards will help you out. You could stay on top of the payables, receivables. You could send the invoice directly from the accounting software, send a quote, send an estimate, pay to a vendor, or let's say collect a bill from the vendor, and then maintain the credit notes. All these could be done right away. So you don't have to worry about the reports. Like we have more than 70 plus reports that starts from profit and loss, or your inventory report, your tax summary, and whatever you wanted to customize it, you could do it. And you don't really have to worry about compliance since we are already ETIMS and VAT compliant. Again, so this blog brings back to the importance of how Zoho Books is a powerful accounting solution. So if you remember my first slide on why books or let's say an accounting is important. So it has automation, collaboration, scalability, analytics, and compliance. So all these are the points which I highlighted in my first slide of why you need an accounting solution. So books manage all these. I'll go a bit deeper in this. Let's take automation. So in Zoho Books, right, like you will have options for sending manual or let's say automatic payment reminders. In terms of small or let's say a solopreneur, if you are, it's really hard to get paid at the right time. You really have to fall back or let's say follow up multiple times to get your payment done. So that is where we brought this automation, or let's say this automation feature would really help you to send automatic reminders when there is overdue or send it at the right time. You could send it the multiple time. You could design it however you wanted to. That is one. And we also have something called workflow automation. So let's say if you want to have, or let's say automate a task that is repetitive. Or imagine I'm a salesperson for ABC company, and whenever an invoice is created more than 1 lakh, I'll have to get an approval from my senior sales manager. So every time if I want to do this, I'll have to call him or ping him or send these details to him and then get an approval. If automation is in place, imagine every time a invoice is created for more than 1 lakh, automatically a reminder will be sent back to the senior sales manager or whoever wants to approve it. They will get a reminder or an email. They click on approve, and automatically this invoice will be approved. So this automation makes process simple. I just gave an example. You could work it or play around however you wanted for your business. Not limited to workflow rules, you have this functionality where you could add some scripts based on your requirements. Example, let's say there is a overdue for an invoice. Let's say if it's more than 30 days or 50 days, you'll have to add 10% fee for that invoice. So right away, you could do that with this with the delete script, and you don't have to do any manual work here. Automatically, things will work behind. Not just automation, collaboration is must required for all business. So that is where user base roles or let's say collaboration comes into picture. You could add users to your Zoho organization, assign them roles on what they wanted to access, or let's say limit them on whatever model they have to use it. You could have this ownership and let's say add multiple users in. And beauty of our solution here is you could communicate inside the system itself. You'll have a chat option. You could call them. You could do a video call. This looks very small, but let's say if you're working remotely and let's say if you are cross globe, you're expanding, these features would definitely help you. And let's say if you want to create task right away, you could right away do it inside Zoho Books. You could create a small project or a task inside it that could help you complete things. And yeah, we also have customer portal and vendor portals. So these portals are specific for customers where you could manage customers at your Zoho Books organization. These are specific for customers. They'll have, let's say, visibility on what are pending, or let's say what reminders are coming. All these could be tracked by customers, and similar that even vendors could also do that. These are the customer and vendor portal. Analytics, again, which is a must required for all business in these days. Again, these reports where I highlighted some T plus reports could really help you scale your business high, right? You don't have to wait for month end, or let's say year end, or let's say you don't have to really have a business analyst to make decisions, right? Everything is already done inside Zoho Books, right? Starting from your payables, receivables, cash flow forecasting, you could make better business decisions based on these data, right? All these are inbuilt, and you could customize, or let's say play around how you wanted to. So this is one good example here, the budget and actual budget comparison report. You'll find the profit and loss budget. Let's say budget is 50 and actual is 0, and you have override budget of 50 minus 50 here, and that's a profit part. And similar to that, just giving out an example, you could work on I believe my screen is still visible and audible. So just give me a thumbs up here if everything works fine till now. And yeah, fine, guys. So scalability, again, which is very important for you to grow your business. Let's say if you're trying to expand it from now on, let's say you just have 3 months left for this year, but you want to grow rapidly after the three months, or you're planning something for next year. So you don't really have to buy a new product, or let's say invest in another solution to scale your existing system. So if you use accounting software like Zoho Books, manage multiple locations at the same place. You could have it at your own existing system, right? You could add new branches. You could manage it from your same existing system. Let's say if you go across globe, collect cross-border payments, right? There are different currencies coming in, and you don't have to worry about that, because we have advanced multiple currencies inside Books. Whatever currencies it is, we could, let's say, change it according to your base currency. Another good part is we are M-Pesa integrated in natively for Kenya and other regions, and the reason why we are here, the online payment gateway integration. Yeah, it's a very important aspect in terms of, let's say, payment and collection. So without, let's say, collecting a payment, I don't see a full complete accounting being done. So that is where players like SeerBit is really helping us out here. Maybe I'll go directly to the product here. So I believe you see my Zoho Books dashboard. Just a thumbs up to make things clear. You see my Zoho Books dashboard? Yeah, fine. So this is our Zoho Books environment. So again, this is a very simple trial account that I have. So this is how the dashboard would look. You'll find your account receivables, payables, cash flow. Again, this is, I don't have any much data here, so that you don't find anything here. Income and expense, top expense. You could manage this, or let's say customize it how you wanted to. And quickly going on the modules here. Items here are let's say the items that you'll be selling across, maybe a good or service that you'll be doing. You could right away build it from Zoho Books, just to keep you informed. You could store your customer data in Zoho Books, send a quote, invoice. You could make it a recurring invoice, which is a beautiful feature in terms of avoiding manual effort. And the payment received, that is where SeerBit roles comes in. And you can also manage credit notes. Purchases, you could manage your vendor data, your expenses, your company expenses, recurring expenses like sending out goods, right? All these could be, let's say, shipping expense. All these could be tracked here. You could right away pay the bills here. You could maintain your bills. You could track your payment made and all things done. So you can also have a project management. Let's say small tasks could be created. You could record your timesheet inside Zoho Books. All things are already highlighted. Banking, another important aspect. If you want to right away connect to your bank, we have partnered with few, let's say, banks and also some other vendors to connect with you on a global level. Accountant model, a very important one where you could manage your journals, budget, charts of accounts, all these reports, the county-plus reports, where you'll find, let's say, whatever you wanted to see here could be highlighted here. Just loading a bit. Let's wait for a couple of seconds. Yeah, you'll find all the reports here, starting from profit and loss, balance sheet, sales by customer, whatever you wanted to. The report categories here, and again, it's proudly like brought in by analytics, that is Zoho Analytics at the back end. If you want to customize it, you could do it here. You could create a new report. All things could be done here, and you could also have the document in. So yeah, just to keep the time track, I'm gonna just create a invoice here so that you'll see where to select a payment gateway, and then let's say how SeerBit comes in to the picture. So I already have a few customer details here. This is how generally you create an invoice. Imagine you are running a business and you're sending an invoice to a customer here. So all the details will be automated here. Invoice number, the date of invoice. You could also have the due date. I could change it to tomorrow. Right, it will fall under the account receivables. You could add the salesperson. Again, an amazing feature coming in. You could put the description here, and yeah, here is the item that you'll be adding in. So I have a few items in. I could change the quantity right away and just putting in, and again you see the amount changing here, and also you'll have your tax things here. I haven't added the tax details here, but let's say if you register your uh, uh, tax, or let's say compliance ID here, you will be able to right away capture all these inside Zoho Books. And the important part, right? The payment collection. There are multiple ways, maybe a offline payment or cash or all these, but in the era of online, and let's say the beauty of payment gateway coming in, we have this functionality where you could come in. So right away you could go here and select whatever payment gateway you wanted to use. We have few alternatives here, and we have an amazing part where you'll find multiple payment gateways for you to use in or search across. So we have SeerBit here. If you search across SeerBit, you'll find SeerBit for Zoho Books or billing. And right away, when you click on install, it go back to our environment, and then you'll be able to install it. So yeah, I'm just clicking on SeerBit and coming back to my invoice. I'm gonna send this invoice to Virat right away. So yeah, I'll just save it as draft here because I already have sent it in the email. So this is how the end user, let's say your user, would receive the invoice with the payment link right away. It's very neatly presented, right? Like you could customize all these are customized template. You don't have to type all these one-time effort and boom, it goes to all customers, right? You'll have this pay now link, and when the customer clicks on pay now, it redirects back to the payment page. And when they click on proceed to pay, it goes to the SeerBit payment page. And I believe my friend Babaji will also highlight this on the SeerBit, and he'll be do better job in terms of highlighting this integration. Yeah, once the customer pays here, and once the successful payment is done, it goes back to Zoho. Yeah, the payment is automatically synced here. You don't have to do anything manually. Everything is done automated. So that is the beauty or the power of this integration. So I'm just marking this as paid. So let's say I have sent this invoice, and I think it is already paid. So I do it as it is paid, and I'm just giving it as saved as paid. And yeah, you will see the payment status recorded here. Since it is a manual entry that I did, it is on cash. But let's say if you assume, or let's say for example, if it's done on the online part to SeerBit, it will be a payment mode online, and you'll be able to find it, everything, all details here the transaction details, everything would be found here. So that is in simple how, let's say, our payment integration with SeerBit looks and how it makes process simple. So there are multiple features, and again, I don't want to go much deeper in that. So I'll leave it to you from here. Play through. We have a 14 days free trial, and you don't have to worry on the trial as well. So yeah, in terms of compliance, as I mentioned earlier, we are the ETMS compliance solution authorized KRS provider. Again, you could right away file your tax from Zoho Books, the VAT 3 report. You could find it from Zoho Books. Yeah, you'll find all the VAT related, and the beauty, the TMS devices that we also support, the Type C devices that we do, and the Type D devices that we also support. You'll find these here. And not whatnot. Like, it is not just a web solution. You don't really need to have a laptop or, let's say, computer to do all these process. Everything I explained could be done on a tablet or even your mobile phone, right? You don't have to run back to your office to send an invoice, or, let's say, to see your um, uh, financial report or cash flow or anything else. Right away, wherever, whenever you wanted to do it, wanted to see your accounting, send an invoice, or, let's say, communicate with your team, you could do it to the hands of mobile phone. And also the smartwatch feature, where you get multiple, let's say, notification or alerts that you wanted to get it on the Zoho Books. And the compliance and security that we are. So we are, if you know or if you don't, but we are a privacy first company. We are very strict on privacy and compliance. We are already a PCI compliant, GDPR. You see all these patches that is running on the screen, and you really don't have to worry about your privacy. And that is a very, let's say, alarming concern that more SME or small businesses would feel in. Why I have to go to cloud? Is it a safety for me? Are my data safe? So you to get, or, let's say, to answer all your solution, answer all your questions, all these questions, right? It is secure as much as you think than it is on the on-premise environment, right? The cloud solution, particularly talking on the Zoho Books solution, it is completely secure, and you could search across or do your research just to make things clear. Yeah, here are a few customer success stories, or, let's say, few happy customers from Nigeria as well, highlighting how Zoho Books help them simplify their accounting workflow, make it efficient, bring in the flexibility of reporting, and save time with online approvals. Few other accountants from different organizations, particularly from Kenya and Africa, are also highlighted here. You can also find these details on uh, zohobooks.com. Just have a look and you'll find more on them. So yeah, that's it from my end. I think this session would be helpful for you. I'll be open for questions. If you have anything, please drop down on the Q&A box. And yeah, over to you, Gabriela.
Thank you so much, Chetan, for that section. Thank you so much for that session. Please confirm if you can hear me, Chetan.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Great. Thank you so much for that session. Thank you for taking us through the entire, Zoho Finance Suite, especially focusing on Zoho Books. Please, guys, let's give Chetan a round of applause. Thank you so much for taking us through that, for showing us the different features, for showing us how we can work collaboratively on the products. So it's an exciting one. I'm sure everybody's excited about that. So I have a couple of questions here for you, Chetan, and someone is saying, hi, can I add Uganda Revenue Authority invoicing system as well? So is Zoho Books currently in Uganda, and can this person add the Revenue Authority invoicing system?
In terms of Uganda, again, it's still at the pipeline. I heard you, and these are requests coming from multiple customers. and it would be live very soon. I don't have the exact ETA now, but I'll get back to you if it's required. Yeah.
All right, thank you. So you heard that once that is done, I'm sure just follow Zoho right across their social media channels, and I'm sure that once that is done, the announcements would be made by Zoho.
Yeah.
So any other questions, please drop your questions in the comments section. So somebody else is asking, how do I integrate my payment gateway to Zoho Invoice? And I'm assuming this person is using the SeerBit payments plugin, and SeerBit is your payments gateway, right? So Babajide will show us that process. But I think Chetan also mentioned something that's light. Chetan, do you want to quickly go through the process of how to integrate it?
Yeah, how do you want to integrate with payment with Zoho Invoice? So it is similar to what how I did for Zoho Books. You could go for Zoho Marketplace and then search it. Currently, if you search for SeerBit for Zoho Invoice, don't be that. But ideally, the solution in SeerBit can work for all finance application, as highlighted by Gabriela at the beginning of the meeting, starting from the accounting, the inventory and warehouse, e-commerce, or even our recurring Zoho billing, subscription and billing management, and Zoho Invoice as well. So all these solutions could right away integrate with SeerBit, and it is a very seamless process as well. Uh, if you specifically look for Zoho Invoice, then I would be happy to address it offline. Maybe I'll get. I have noted your details here, and then maybe you could also reach out to Zoho support. Our team will be happy to help you to configure the integration for SeerBit as well.
Okay, thank you so much, Chetan, for that answer. And Israel, yes, SeerBit is currently available on the marketplace on Zoho. That once you sign up as a merchant on SeerBit, you are able to install our plugins with your API keys, right? And you can send out invoice and start receiving payments. As I mentioned at the beginning of the call, we have multiple payment options. You can receive payments via cards, via transfer, via Momo. That's mobile money if you are currently in Ghana or Kenya. And there's also virtual accounts, right? And Amber mentioned something very important during her session where she mentioned that people are very familiar with bank transfers, right? So that's why SeerBit has gone ahead to also, integrate the virtual accounts on your invoice for invoicing, right? So once your customer makes payments through your virtual accounts that you have provided on that invoice, payments automatically reflect on your dashboard. So that is available. Israel, you can just drop me your business name and your phone number, and we'll reach out to you and support you in that regard. Thank you, Chetan, once again. So before we hand over to the next speaker, I have a poll again, just like how we did it after Amber finished her presentation. So Chetan mentioned that an accounting software helps you do what? So I'll be sending in that poll. Fastest finger this time around, and you would get a gift at the end of the session. So the poll is up. I can see someone that's very fast. More people. It's a multiple choice question, so it's not just one answer. There are two answers there. So if you get it first and you don't pick the two options, you haven't won it yet, except you choose two options. So we have 30 more seconds to go. Going. Okay, so we have another question here by Mark. Interested in being able to collect money via generating share link for Visa cards. That is currently available. Once you sign up on SeerBit, you can start generating payments link that you can share to your customers and collect money through via Visa cards, MasterCard, or Verve, and also other payment options, Mark. So Mark, please head over to the SeerBit website, www.seerbit.com, and sign up as a merchant to start collecting payments via payments link. Thank you. So I will be handing over to our next speaker, Babajide. Babajide, I've made you a presenter. Please come up and share your screen. Hi, Babajide. Can you hear me? Hello, Babajide. Please unmute your mic.
Okay. Can you see my screen? Hi. Let me know when you can see my screen. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I know we spent a lot of time. I'll just so just take a short time in 10-15 minutes. We'll be done with this conversation. And this is me just trying to explain to certain extent the value of the e-invoicing and how SeerBit. No, you'll be hearing a lot about SeerBit's solution, yeah, and how it can help you, manage that bit of the collections from the business perspective. I know they've introduced me. My name is Babajide. I work here at SeerBit as a product manager, and I work across the ISVs, across the other products that we have, and it will be a nice conversation. I do hope by the end of this. So just a little about who the SMEs are and the landscape for the SMEs here, based on the similar information that we have. And we know very well that 48% of GDP, Nigerian GDP, is actually generated from the SMEs, for which 96% of the businesses in Nigeria are all SMEs. But the problem that we've seen, the problem that we noticed over time is that many of those SMEs do not have any digital or automation involved in their operations. And like our first speaker did rightly speak and alluded to this conversation where a lot of times it is always manual, and that manual processes or manual actions are very, very susceptible to errors, and as a result can cause many losses in the organization. So I'm just here going to talk through how it can then be managed across board. Just adding to it, what are the challenges? Based on this is based on our research that we've had with different SMEs and had some conversations with SMEs, right? We realize that one of the things that they have, even if those that have digital payments, is in the fragmented channels, right? So you have, you're collecting money from bank transfers, you have another one on POS terminals, you have another one cash. At the end of the day, you probably spend some time, you have a team of people, sitting down and doing that reconciliation, mapping, the different bank accounts, download from different banks that you've had, and across with the POS, across with the bank transfers, across with the USSD, and even cash. And the ability to then sit down at the end of the day to then manually, reconcile this thing. It's a big problem for many businesses based on what we've engaged them on. And the other thing is then that manual reconciliation that I mentioned. You have to then match the invoice, match the sales with the source of funds or where the money was paid. So if it's cash, you have to then manually match and say, okay, cash, I sold this amount, this is what I sold it for. And as a result, it can cause a lot of problem, especially if there are mistakes there because of the manual intervention there. Another thing is in the liquidity strain, because of the fact that sometimes you don't even know, I can't even see where the money is at that point, right? You get to sometimes lose the opportunity to have liquidity, right? You don't even know where money is. You don't even know how to manage that money, which our first speaker did allude to. And so the other thing, which I think we also had mentioned earlier, is this e-invoicing compliance. It's coming in, right? It's something it's here to stay. And if we are not, compliant in these regards, there is a big fine coming in. And by the first part of next year, there will be that, swift switch for all businesses. And the expectation will be that all businesses need to be able to report all their finances, report all the invoices to the FRS, right? And this is just me explaining or trying to dig deep into what this e-invoicing policy means, right? Sometime earlier this year, around June, July, the federal government, represented by the FRS, the Federal Inland Revenue Service, then mandated that all reporting of all transactions should be sent to the FRS, meaning that there will be no place for hiding, especially when it comes to online transaction, even transfer to banks and all. And what they want to do basically is that they want to be able to adequately, identify different businesses so that they can adequately value the tax that they'll be collecting. And as a result, they want to reduce tax fraud, they want to increase transparency, and they want to ensure that there's adequately reporting to the federal government on everything related to tax in Nigeria. And one of the things that they will ensure that every customer and every business have at the end of everything, at the end of every tax or every transaction is a unique identifier, and this unique identifier is for the customer as well as the business, so that you can use that to claim that you actually paid. So when the FRS team comes into your business to ascertain that are you actually paying your tax, or are you reporting your information, that number is what they will ask for. And like I said, there is a risk for non-compliance. It is a mandatory information, is a mandatory thing that every business and every person must do in this regime that we are in. And just talking about it, what does it mean to the business, right? What does it mean to you and I? How do we navigate this policy between your business, and how do you ensure that, yes, you are compliant in it? A couple of things that comes out is, number one, there is an increase of compliance burden, especially if you are not automating your system. Imagine when you have to record all your transactions, you have to record all your invoices, and that record has to be compliant with the FRS, the compliance with everything. So imagine this. So you are currently, you don't have any system, you are using Excel, as our first speaker did say, and then you have to then report these transactions to FRS. And imagine everywhere is just, in shambles. So you need a system like Zoho, you need a system like SeerBit that can help you manage all this end to end. And as such, it also helps you reduce the risk, right, or manual processing, leading to, as a result of human errors, especially for tax auditing. One of the solutions that we have at SeerBit is, at the end of a certain period, you can calculate your tax, ensure that you know exactly where you stand, especially related to compliance, and you can be sure that when the FRS body comes into your environment to check your compliance, you are sure that you're compliant, because the record, we're sending it to the FRS. Your calculation, you can see that information, and you can see a summary of everything on your end. The other thing that you need to be able to do is to build trust, right? Accurate and automated compliance build confidence with regulators and partners, because at the end of the day, when everything is automated end to end, from the receipt of the money, from the issuing of the invoice, from the issuing of the service, to the receipt of the money, right? When everything is automated and there is no manual intervention in between, yes, your compliance will be very, very happy with you in terms of they see that there is no place where there's human intervention that can lead to errors. So they're sure that, yes, what you stated is actually the truth. At the end of the day, what happens is there is efficiency for you as a business end to end in terms of collecting your money as well as in terms of the compliance. There is no ambiguity anywhere and everything is smooth end to end. I will also talk about the strategic benefits of having that integrated system, especially from end to end. That's from the point of initiating your invoice, from the point of initiating the sales, to the point of when the auditors come in, right? A couple of things that you want to identify real time straight up is the fact that there is automated reconciliation. Imagine the horrors that we've gotten to hear from many businesses when they sit down at the end of a period. So there was a business I interviewed or had some conversations with some time ago, and the owner did mention that she spends the whole Saturday basically, reconciling her books, checking for where transaction has happened, and trying to match it with the sales. And at the end of the day, there are still errors across board. And that can be, circumvented if you have an integrated system of accounting as well as payments, meaning that or your reconciliation is automated. There is no issue around manually trying to check where the transaction is. It's the invoice as well when it's paid is closed out and the likes. And you also have a unified visibility across board. And so, like my colleague Gabriela did mention when she was talking about our checkout system, our checkout out the opportunity or a customer can pay using transfers, using their card, using USSD, and using Momo, different payment methods. So when the customer makes payment across these payment methods, you have a single source of truth, right, for all the collections. So there is no way or there is no need for you to have issues around, checking exactly where the money is coming from, because there is a single source of report for all those transactions. And as such, it is easy for you to optimize your cash flow, right? Because you know the source of fund, you know how much you're earning in a certain period, and you know the uses, and you can manage all those flows and the lengths. And the last thing here is, yes, you are compliant in terms of the FRS submission of invoice and the likes. So now let's talk about SeerBit. I did mention that one of the things that we've done is the fact that we have tightly integrated with Zoho. When your invoice is being sent, it goes with Zoho. It goes with SeerBit payments, and as such, when a customer makes payments, it reflects on your Zoho package, right? Unified payments, you can access and pay, get card, pay with card. The customers can pay with card. We have access to its direct integration with 6 banks today for bank transfer. So you can decide that it is UBA, I want to generate my virtual account. It is Fidelity, it is Wema, it is GT Bank, you want to generate your virtual account, and you can make that available to customers to make payments in. And we also have deep integration with Zoho Books that make sure that the end-to-end financial management is up to date. We also make sure that yes, there is good financial reconciliation at the point of transaction. There's real time. It's real time, meaning that the moment the customer makes payment, the transaction is automatically updated on Zoho Books because of that deep integration. And you can be sure that your data is secure. We are a PSSP, meaning that we are payment service provider in Nigeria, licensed by CBN. And also we have registration with, or we have certification with Nigerian data protection law, right? Meaning that all our services and everything is protected by the Nigerian. So we have to start that certification, basically. A couple of things that you will see with our e-invoice, meaning that this is what we did, a brief of what we did with the e-invoice, right? At the point of invoice creation, right, or all the customer place is triggered on Zoho, right? Everything is that is triggered on Zoho. We then send a payment initiation through SeerBit payment gateway, and everything is then compiled, populated with all the additional information that the FRS team needs, and we automatically send it to the FRS team. FRS requires that a RRN, that's the invoice reference number, which is the unique ID, is then generated, and we can then make that available to you as a business and to the customer, and can ensure that yes, the compliance is confirmed. The other things that we can do with SeerBit, we are available in 12 African countries and counting, primarily Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, South Africa, and many other Francophone countries. We have localized compliance across those different countries. We boast that, yes, for a very, very long time, we have high availability, more than 99.9% uptime, and we are always built on reliability, and we build that, ensure that no redundancy happen on our system. We are highly scalable. We deal with SMEs as well as large enterprises. Then lastly, I'll just give a brief case study before I hand over to my colleague. We ran this case study with a business where the business, a mid-sized business in Nigeria, the did an integration with our Zoho, and also did an integration using the SeerBit payment platform on the Zoho. They realized over time that 88% of time the reconciliation time was reduced, right? They dropped from 4 hours on a regular basis to as just less than 15 minutes. 100% they were compliant with the FRS, and now they can actually predict their cash flow based on the information that they have on the platform. Thank you for having me. I'll be open to answer any question. I love to keep things very, very short so that we can have enough time to engage. Over to you, Gabriela. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Babajide. Thank you so much, Babajide, for that wonderful session. That was a lot, but I'm sure the audience had a lot to take out of that particular session. Thank you so much. You've spoke through a lot. You spoke about how you can overcome manual reconciliation, how you can be compliant with the new FIRS law that is going to be implemented by next year, by June next year. You spoke about how businesses are going. How businesses should remain compliant, how it is important for you to remain compliant so you don't attract additional costs to the current expenses that is already going on. You also spoke about how you can connect your systems to make sure that you have an end-to-end visibility across all your financial assets. So guys, this was truly an exciting session and an exciting time today on the call with all our speakers. They were so wonderful. They taught us a lot, and I personally have taken out a lot. So now it's time for question and answers. If you have any questions for Babajide or for Amber or for Chetan, any of our speakers, please drop it in the question in the chat box below that has the question mark on it so I can read it out. Unfortunately, there is no poll section for Babajide's session, so we want to take this is time for question and answer. So we want to take questions from you guys. We want to hear from you people because we've been doing the talking for the past 1 hour, 30 minutes. So it's time for you guys to speak. So if you want to talk, if you have any questions for any of the speakers, put up your hand so I can bring you on stage. And we can also get to hear from you guys that have been listening to us. And I know it's not easy to stay at the spots for 1 hour, 30 minutes listening to us. So you guys have also been amazing. Kudos to all of you. So raise your hands and let me call you up to the stage. We also want to hear your voices. Any questions? We want to hear your voices. I'm going to bring Amber up on stage so you can ask her questions too. Guys, I need hands up. Oh, I need hands up. So many questions, especially regarding the last session that we had with Babajide concerning the FIRS. There are a lot of things that are not clear. I believe that this is the time for you to get clarity on the new FIRS policy and how it directly affects your business. Because whether you like it or not, it's a policy that has already been that has already passed through Senate and everything. So it's something that is going to fly by next year. So you need to get clarity on that to start preparing on how to move your business operations from the way you're currently operating to the new way, in which would fit the policy. So you can make sure that you are not found wanting, when your tax books are pulled. So raise your hands to ask questions towards Babajide, and remember not to drop off because you have to claim your $100 wallet credit at the end of the call. So we have a question.
Unfortunately, I can't hear anything. I can't hear anything.
Yes, there's a recording. Someone is asking for the recording. David, there is a recording, and everybody that has registered for this webinar is going to get the recording at the end of the session. So yes, please watch out for that. You can also check our YouTube, but be sure that you're going to get a link to the webinar recording at the end of the day. Okay, we have a hand up. Okay, great. So let me allow this person to talk. We have a hand up from Ehisefua.
Okay.
Amber, can you hear me now? Hi, Ehisefua, the floor is yours. Please ask your question.
Hi, I've been wondering. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I have a question. About the
I think
tax.
immediately the switch happened to give me access to the stage. I can't hear anything again. I couldn't hear anything anymore.
Okay, Ehisefua, please hold on. Please go on.
I go on.
Please go on with your question.
Okay, so this tax situation has been something I've been thinking about. Is there a way to, like, are there hacks or advice? Is there like advice you can give on navigating this thing? Because a lot of people are used to this, and it's a lot, paying tax every time, because we're already paying tax, and now this new law, like, do you have any advice you can give us, ahead of next year in preparation? Because I know a lot of people are going to default. A lot of people still don't understand what's going on. If there are like tips on maintaining our books, or to make sure that we are in accordance with the law, I'll appreciate that. And a better understanding, to be honest, because it just seems like a lot with everything a business owner goes through in the country. It's just a lot. So that's my question. If there is any serious, I'm gonna listen to the recording again, because I came in like at the middle of Mr. Babajide's speech. But this has been like, I've had sleepless nights thinking about this. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. So I would like someone to please, answer if there's any way around this where I can like maintain my books accordingly, or how to streamline myself, because sometimes they might not necessarily be sales. If I get some personal income into my account and I'm a business owner, do I pay tax on my personal and pay tax for my business, or do I, things like that? That's my question.
Okay, thanks. I think I will try as much as possible to answer that. So one of the things that the tax regime has done is to unify the tax system. One of the things that the person in charge of tax in terms of Nigeria economy has always said is that there are many taxation, double, triple, sometimes quadruple kind of taxation that's happening in the system. And so the reason for this e-invoicing, the reason for this transaction management that they're doing and are bringing in place is to ensure that, yes, they reduce the double taxation, basically. So, when we pay tax, value-added tax, and we also do pay for the normal income tax at the end of the day, or the company's tax, it keeps multiplying in terms of the burden to the users. So with this e-invoicing, with this transaction monitoring that the FRS has brought in place, they want to overall reduce the burden on the businesses, on the people, so that there will be reduced double taxation, basically. So that is exactly why they came in. It's not a function of, they want to ensure that everybody must be in taxless, which is also part of it, but basically they want to reduce that double taxation. So over time, what they've told us when we had the session with them was that the tax regime would be reduced. So they will identify areas where there are double taxation and cut it off from that end. That's why that whole thing is happening. And to the fact of how you as a business can then manage and maneuver all these things, especially with other things that is going on in the business, that's going on in the country, and the likes, is try as much as possible to automate as much as possible. And that's why we are coming with this conversation with Zoho and with SeerBit combination, to say that the earlier you automate, the better for you. Because at the end of the day, transactions that is happening on your system, there is no way you can keep up on a daily basis, on an intermittent basis, when you're using Excel or when you're using manual tools currently. So it is important for you to automate. It's important for you to have that full visibility on your end, based on the automation. And as such, when the FRS body comes in, they see your information already, and they know that, yes, it's automated, and your tax can then be calculated without any issues. And I did mention that on our platform today, when you come and you're on board, what happens is that we give you that tool to be able to have control over your reporting. So when the FRS body comes in, they can use our platform to ascertain that, yes, these are your transactions, this is the expected tax, and you can then pay those tax accordingly. Does that help, or do you need additional information for me to get close and for me to explain more?
No, that really helps. Automating early is the key, you say, to solving this issue, which is why but is there, like, when downloading this app, do we have to, is it easy to use? Do you have, like, because I came in late, and I'm really, like, interested in stuff like this, not just for me but for my dad as well. He's very skeptical about this tax thing. He doesn't really know what to do. So this can really help him as well. Once we download this app, say on our, it can be used on mobile as well, I take it, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm sure he will have to do maybe with his accounts. Is there like a tutorial or something for me to even show not just a person as young as you and I, but like my dad, an elderly person as well? Because remember, these businesses, the elder generation, our parents, they have businesses, and they might not be as tech savvy as we are, so something we can use to, like, break it down so we can, understand, like, simplicity of usage, a way, because right now I don't even know how to use it. I know about it. I'm gonna download it, but is it gonna be easy for me to use? Because I didn't do too good in accounting. I can't lie.
The truth is, ease of use, it's there, right? There are YouTube tutorials to assist in helping you to understand how to maneuver the application. But at the end of the day, there's no easy streets to it. You still need to go through the process of learning the application, right? Although it's very, very easy to use, there's still need for you to, spend some time or watching video tutorials and the likes. And at the end of the call, commercial team can reach out to you. If you can help us by dropping your phone number or dropping your contact details, we can reach out to you, have a quick session with you, try to alleviate some of the issues that you have, and see how we can help easily onboard you on the platforms, on the two platforms, that's Zoho and SeerBit, to enable that transactions, or to enable your own end, and also help your like you said, your parents to achieve this too.
Thank you so much. That would be so helpful.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, thank you so much for that question, Mr. Ehisefwa. Thank you, Babajide, for that answer. Guys, we want more hands up. We we want to take more questions. So I'll just go ahead. We don't have any questions in the Q&A box. So more hands up, let's take. It's been a wonderful session. We've had a session with Amber, who took us through the real-time, financial challenges that she has helped businesses navigate over the course of the years. And we had a session from Chetan, who took us through the Zoho Books, product suites, and how it can make work seamless for both finance managers and accountants, and also end-to-end business operations. And we've also heard from Babajide on the new policy, the E-Invoicing, and how you can go ahead, to remain compliant. So I'm sure around all this, we have questions. For those who have been asking for the recording, yes, there is a recording, and you're going to get it after, we have this chat. You'll get a link, and please feel free to always go back to our YouTube to watch the video at any point in time. Let me pull up my screen to talk about, finally, the $100 wallet credits that we've wanted to discuss since the beginning. If you can see my screen, please give me a thumbs up. Waiting for the thumbs up, guys. If you can see my screen, please give me a thumbs up. Great, amazing, thank you. So yes, what is this $100 wallet credit that we have been talking about? So our wonderful partner Zoho has offered to give every merchant that signs up through SeerBit a $100 wallet credit to access Zoho Books and explore any other Zoho products, right? And explore any other Zoho products. So I'm going to drop the link on the question and answer box shortly, right? How would you claim your own $100 wallet credits? Once you sign up through the link that I will share with you, it has to be specifically through this link, because that is how we'll be able to track those that are signing up for the wallet credits, right? So I'll drop a link on the chat. If you sign up through the visiting SeerBit's website, you may not get this offer. So you have to sign up directly through the link that I will be sharing, right? So once you sign up through that link, you upload your KYC. Make sure you upload all your KYC documentations and every other information that we will need from you. Once you have successfully been approved as a SeerBit merchant, then you can go ahead to claim your $100 wallet credit to access Zoho Books and any other Zoho products that you want to get, right? This offer is valid for 60 days, so that is 2 months, and your credit does not expire until you exhaust it. So until you exhaust your credit, that's when it expires. Also, bear in mind that you would have access to the paid versions of this product. So you're not going to be on free. You're not going to be on what is it called? you're not going to be on the free package, you're going to be on the paid package. So you're going to have access to all the features and everything you need. But first, you need to sign up through this link that I'll be sharing in the comment section shortly. I'm going to drop the link. Once you see the link, give me a thumbs up. I've shared that. Once you see the link, give me a thumbs up. You can also take a screenshot of your screen so you can get the link at the end of the day, just in case we end this call and the link disappears. But please bear in mind that as you're getting the recording for this webinar, you would also be getting this link on that email. And you can always reach our support team, right? Or follow us at SeerBit, at Get SeerBit to request for this wallet credit. So you can follow us across our social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, and X at Get SeerBit, and on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel at SeerBit. So once you are done, reach out to us telling us that you attended the webinar and that you want to claim your $100 wallet credit, and we will make that available to you. So guys, thank you so much. It's been a wonderful section. We've had a lot to talk about. It's almost 2 hours and we all need to go back to our daily lives and to everything that we have to do, because the day is soon. We are rounding up on the day. So thank you so much for coming. Thank you to all the speakers. I'll be in contact with you once we are done with this call. And for every other person, you'll be getting the link, and you'll be getting the link to the $100 wallet credit, and you would also be getting a recording. So thank you so much, and expect somebody from our team to also reach out to you with answers, questions, or any other thing or any other offer that we might have for you at the time. Thank you very much. I'm ending the meeting now.